I'm so happy my community is growing, and it has grown to a point of me getting questions from nurses who are Nigerian registered nurses, but they live in other countries. And they still, when they watch my videos, they are kind of confused that, oh, they are Nigerian nurses, but they don't live in Nigeria, they don't work in Nigeria. How do they go about it? That's why I said, let me make this video to answer that particular question. If you are a Nigerian nurse or a Ghanaian nurse, but you currently do not reside in your country of registration, let's say you're a Nigerian registered nurse, but you reside in Europe, or you reside in Ghana, or you reside somewhere in Africa, or you're a Ghanaian registered nurse and you reside somewhere in Europe, Asia, somewhere around the world, but where you are residing, you are not a nurse in that place. Or some of you are already a nurse in that place. Let's say, for example, a Nigerian registered nurse, then you move to like Saudi Arabia, Dubai, you move to the UK, you move to the US, and now you want to come to Ireland. So it therefore means you have registration in two places. So you're registered in Nigeria and also registered in that country that you're currently in. That's the first set of people. Then the second set of people, those that are only registered in one particular country, but they currently reside in a different country and they want to come to Ireland, they still asking me those questions. I currently even have somebody I'm mentoring that is residing in Europe, but she's Nigerian registered nurse. So this video now is for those people that wants to come to Ireland, they are registered nurses, but they don't reside in their primary country of registration. How do they go about it? The simple answer is that the procedure remains the same, but there are some slight difference. Okay, now in one aspect, the first one is the verification. So the nursing council of your first country has to verify you, and if you are registered in any other country, that country also has to verify you as well. That's the difference. Two, is your transcript curriculum obviously is going to come from your school of training, and you can't be trained in two schools, except there was problem when you were studying. So you're going to get your curriculum from the school that you train in. Get your verification from all the nursing boards you're registered in. If you're not registered in the country you're currently residing, then there's no need to bother. It's just going to come from that one place. Next thing is English exams. Now this is where it becomes tricky, because according to the NMBI website, if you're a registered nurse that have practiced in an English speaking country for 3 years or more, then you're eligible to do the registration without an English exam. Let's say, for example, you are a registered nurse from Nigeria, Ghana, Cameroon, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and you are currently in the US or in the UK or in Canada. You've practiced for 3 years in those countries. You've worked as a nurse 3 years or more in those countries. Then you are eligible to register without needing IELTS. Is that clear? If you are a registered nurse now residing in like Saudi Arabia, Dubai, Oman, those countries that are not English speaking, then you still need your IELTS or OET exams. So that's just the difference for those ones. And your passport remains your passport. Your marriage certificate, if applicable, remains the same. Your name remains the same. If there is any change, then it's what as it applies to you. Now, will I need, another question I get is, will I need to take the exams or the adaptation because I'm still residing here? So the answer is like this: because of where you were trained, you were not trained in Europe. If you were trained in Europe, then that's different. Let's say, for instance, you are a registered nurse in Poland. You've trained in Poland, I think from a certain year, which I believe the people usually asking me will fall within that year. I don't think there's anybody asking me that question that is above 1990 or 1980 something. It's around that 2000 down. So you train there, you registered there. Then when you're picking your form, when you're answering the questions on the NMBI website, it's going to categorize you either in group 1, group 2, or group 3. That is how your assessment will be based. Okay, it's going to ask you where you did your training. If you are European, if you are non-European, if you live in Europe, you know, going to ask that. If you live in Europe, it would ask if you have the European card. What is it called? Yeah, the European card. That will also classify you into a certain group. So with that information, NMBI will assess your application based on the information you have provided to them. Now, to the question of if you are going to write the exams or not, right? If you are going to write the exams or not, it will now depend, to the best of my knowledge, right? To the best of my knowledge, if you trained in anywhere outside Europe, right, then there's a higher chance you're going to, let's say you're trained in Nigeria and you're now practicing in Dubai, somewhere, you're still going to either do the exams or the adaptation. If you are trained in Europe, then that's different, because they have this understanding between them in the European universities. That's just it. Every other thing remains the same. So if you want to get a hang of it, I have that video I talked about. You can check the comments or check the playlist, you're going to see it. Every other thing remains the same. So that's just the difference. You're going to do your verification, you're going to do your English exam if you need to, like I explained before. The advantage for you is, let's say you are now in Europe, you are now in Saudi Arabia, you are now in any of those countries. The advantage for you is that you are lucky you are not in a country that is on the red list, so you're going to get a job a lot more easier, faster, and even that your your decision letter may not even expire because of your location, right? Because of your location, you're going to get a job a lot more easier. That's the advantage for you. Or let's say you that is in Europe, that maybe you are married to a European, so it means that you can travel and travel anywhere in Europe without looking for a visa, even a more plus for you, because you don't need any visa. You can just pack your bag, maybe get your European travel card, and then move to Ireland without looking for a visa. So which means you can just prepare for your exams, come in, write your exams, get your job a lot more easier. So those are like the difference and some of the complexities that surrounds that idea or that situation. Outside that, every other thing remains the same. So if you want to work with me, send me an email. Check the description box of this video, send me an email. It's not free. It is not free. Personal guide is not free, but you have everything it takes on my YouTube channel to do everything all on your own. But if you still want to do personal guide, then that's fine. I'm here for you, and also to make the money. I'm here. So that's it. I think that answers that question. There's nothing so particular about it. If you're still not clear, let me know in the comments. Maybe we need to talk one-on-one. Yeah, we can pay for a consultation call and then we talk one-on-one. But that information is clear. Let me recap it again. Verification to all the nursing board you've ever registered in. English exams. If you've practiced in an English speaking country for 3 years or more, then you will not need it. Otherwise, you still need your OET or your IELTS exams. Job opportunities will be a lot more easier for you because you are not located in the red list countries. Visa Then if you are in Europe and then you have the opportunity to travel around Europe without looking for a visa, and then fine. Then with those that have, like, if you are in Saudi, if you are in UAE, if you are in Oman, that you can just get an agency, which is a very big plus for you guys. I've had a couple of people do that from Saudi, especially from Saudi Arabia. I've had like 3 nurses now coming in from Saudi Arabia. They are very lucky. They get job a lot more easier than us from Nigeria or Ghana or Zambia, Zimbabwe, you know. Well, that's how we see it. So yeah, that's everything I feel you need to know. If you still have more questions, please kindly drop them in the comments. Kindly drop them in the comments. Some people are still like the idea of sending me emails or sending me DMs. When I open your email or your DM and I see that it's like the information I have answered, I will likely refer you to my video or just offer you my personal service and the fees. If you are comfortable with it, I have a lot of people I'm currently working with. The only challenge is that I don't help with job search, especially if you are from the red listed countries. I don't help with job search. It's a lot more easier with other people that you can just tell them, okay, these so agencies recruit, and then they look into them, they're able to get jobs. But for those of us from those our countries, it's rather unfortunate, and that's why some people feel I ignore them. I don't. It's just that I can't help. I can't help. I just can't help. That's just it. I just can't help. Well, that being said, ask your questions in the comments and we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.